everybody, I'm Natalie. Today I'm in my camper and I'm going to share with you something which many campers who have featherweight Singer sewing machine would love. Actually, not only for campers, it will be good for any of you, believe me, but campers will appreciate it probably the most. I always wanted to have something very convenient and good for my Singer Featherweight. It's a precious little small portable machine which is very good to take with you for classes, for retreats, for traveling, and so on. Every time we're going camping, I'm taking this featherweight with me. It's in a box, in a case, which is also very precious as machine itself. So first of all, I'm going to show you what I made for my machine to protect it. This is a featherweight case protective cover. I made this pattern for it just exactly for the measurements of this case. It has two zippers. It's made of nylon. Nylon is pretty sturdy, so it protects well your featherweight case. Of course, you can make it out of cotton or other fabrics, but nylon is a very good protective covering fabric, so I thought, and it's also very lightweight and easily to wash and dry. So I think for the protection, nylon fabric is a sports nylon, or you can also use ripstop nylon too. This also can be used as just as a duster to protect your case of dust, or in some cases when you take your machine to the retreat or classes, you know how you use your machine on the table and your box is usually on the floor or somewhere under your chair, and personally to me, I don't like when it's somewhere near to my chair or people walking around. I don't want my case to be hit by my chair, table, or just my food, or some other people, or some stuff around, moving around. So that's why I made this protective cover for my featherweight. So it has two zippers. You unzip it, go down here and here. You don't even have to take your machine out of the case. You can leave it here because the zipper doesn't go all the way. So you leave it as is. And now I'm opening my case, taking out my machine, and you close the case back and put your cover back on it. So this is the first part of what I was going to show you today. This is protective cover for your featherweight machine. And now this is the fun part begins. We open our case and see what I have always wanted to do for my machine, and I believe you will love it too. So I remove my pedal, taking out the pedal from the case, getting ready for sewing. I also have extension cord here, just in case you need longer. Now, look what I have made. It's a, you can call it tote, you can call it case, or actually it's two-in-one. It's not only the tote, it's also a workstation for my Singer Featherweight. And okay, that's enough. Look at it. I'm taking out my machine in the case. Does it look like a tote? It has handles, and I made it out of cork fabric this time. The first one was made out of nylon, black nylon. So let's get back to my case. I'm closing the case. I put back my cover on it, protective cover. I'm zipping it, and my case is ready to be set aside somewhere. I put it here in my seat. And now let's look what I have in this tote. As I said before already, it's made of cork fabric, but you can also make it out of any other fabric. Look at these handles. They are not sewn. they are moving, and I will tell you later why. It has 4 zippers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And my machine now is technically ready to be used. Here is my workstation, which I call workstation. Actually, it should be turned this way towards me, but I want to show you how it works, so I'm turning you to this side of the table, okay? Pretending I'm sitting right here and sewing. So this case has 4 sides on the bottom, unzipped. Front panel has 3 pockets where you can keep your scissors, ruler, pencils, pens, or anything you want to keep in your front panel. On the side panel, there is one mesh pocket where you can keep some fabrics or patterns or whatever you want right here. On the back side, I made a little additional panel for like seam ripper, more scissors, some small rulers or items more. And it's folding. I can fold it like this and put it back. You don't have to use it. It can be flat, or if you're sewing some big items, so you don't really need to use it, but if you want to use it, you can raise it and put here some additional items if you need something for your sewing. Again, it's on Velcro and it's folding. And on this side, I'll show it to you this way. And on this side, there is another mesh pocket. Have you ever thought about the space under your flap side? I don't know how you call this, flap. You can use this spot for the spools. You can keep up to 3 or even 4 spools right here when you're working, when your flap side is down. And now, here's another smart thing I made for this. My side is covered with a nylon. Let's raise the needle and see. When I raise my side, see this metal thing? I don't really like when you raise it. It can be scratched or hit, so my precious machine should be protected. You can buy little sticky thing for this little bolt, whatever you call it. Actually I had it, but now it's lost over the time. But I made this protective sleeve, and when you are working, this protective sleeve made of nylon, which is sleek, easy to remove threads and any kind of trash. Yes, it can be used as a trash catcher. Look at this. I put it right here on the right side. So when you're working, cut your threads, little piece of threads, you put them right here. And when you finish sewing, when you finish working, you just remove it, put it in the trash, empty it, and put this thing back on your sleeve. Put your needle down and raise your side panel. And let's go back to these handles. When you're sitting here, this handle could be on your knees and probably will be bothering you. That's why I did not sew the handle. Look at this, it's moving. When you're sewing, your handle is right here. You just keep it here or under this, or even, look what I did. It's on Velcro. You can even remove it. If you don't want it, you can totally push it out. So this is what was long time in my mind, and finally I put it all together and I made the pattern for this featherweight sewing machine. So this tote is not just a tote to carry your machine, but it's also a workstation for your featherweight. So when you close it back, as I showed before, you have 4 zippers on the sides. Here. So when you close zippers back, your featherweight is ready to go back to your case. All right, what do you think? Isn't it pretty clever? It's a pretty cool thing, I think. So if you like it, if you want to make your own tote for your featherweight machine, which is also a workstation, please find this pattern in my Etsy store, Quiltessence. You can also find this in my quiltess.com store. Just find me as Natalie Quiltessa on social media. You can find me on YouTube. You can subscribe to my channel, and on my YouTube channel you will find all necessary links where you can find this pattern. All right, campers, and not only campers, thanks for watching me.